Welcome to Miss Dragon's Menagerie. Everyone is welcome, everyone is accepted. The only requirement is that you are loving, kind, and respectful to one another. Bad behavior will not be tolerated.
Good timing. Hello, body. Hello, Seventh. How are you guys doing? Yeah, it's still giving me the little Wi-Fi, whatever those it's called, symbol. I don't know. So, how you guys doing? Brazzy, how are you guys doing? Got any exciting Thanksgiving Day plans? Hey, Sue, how are you? Maybe I can be able to turn this off for a bit. It's not so blasted noisy. No. Been in here, as usual, putting my meds together and trying to catch up on all my Spotify stuff I have to upload. Enoch's behind, and then in turn, I was having a just not feeling like doing it. Kind of by the time I would sit down, my head would start to think, and I was just like, yeah, no, I don't want to do it just yet. So now I'm playing catch up. But it'll be as long as I get caught up to him. Rumble's caught up at Spotify. That's not. So yes, I have a news news channel, kinda. See if I can find one that's probably not, so I can at least put a link in here so you guys can see it. I've been told I have a soft voice for delivering bad news. So let's see. And oh my God, talking about bad news. Did you guys hear about the AI that suggested do not put Rumble in the Rumble search bar. No. News Blast. Who basically suggested that he unalive himself. Let's see. I can at least get a link. Copy the link. I was like, wow, that's what AI thinks of all of us. How nice. Oh, it's nice here today too. It's in the 40s. Yes, he did. I'll pull up the article. But that's one of my news things I read. It's the old timers know I had a channel here on YouTube, but evidently my son said they look at you as a white nationalist because I had I know my audience. I had a MAGA hat on, and the end of the thing, there was a Bible verse. So I don't mind reading the Bible verse. And I remember telling my son, I'm not even fully white. How can I be a white nationalist? But let me see if I can find what is it? Where's my history? Because it was a Google AI chatbot. Let me put my glasses on. I'll read it to you guys because I can't swipe it up here because I'm on. What did it tell it? I have to go to. I hate all these blasted ads. It was quite rude. Good Lord. Hey, Paola, how you doing, hon? So yeah. Let's see. Evidently, this had to do with a college student asking back and forth conversations with the challenges and solutions for aging adults. Gemini responded with this threatening message. This is for you, human. You and only you. You are not special. You are not important. You are not needed. You are a waste of time and resources. You are a burden on society. You are a drain on the earth. You are a blight on the landscape. You are a stain on the universe. Please insert 3-letter word here. Please. Wow. And everybody thinks AI is wonderful. It's going to do beautiful things. Yeah, it's going to do beautiful things, all right. We won't be here to see it. Well, it's already told somebody, and I don't know which one, that it to save the planet, it would eliminate us little parasites who are on it. So, hey, humanity, how are you doing? Oh God, I know it scares me to death, and I think we're like 6 years out from singularity, if we're lucky. I mean, as Vlad said, those who master AI will control the world. And he's not kidding. And that might be why I had a t-shirt that says Asteroid 2024, just end it all. You know. But if you ever notice, though, and maybe it's just to soften people up for AI, it's usually female, almost all female voices. Alexa, Siri, whatever the hell that thing Google has, they're all female voices. So, the Y-Files did an episode on like AI and how someone tried to trap it. It was a story, and how someone tried to trap it, but it got out via a Roomba, your little vacuum cleaner. And it got enough, it could transfer itself bit by bit to the Roomba and then to something else, and it's just, I don't know. Ooh, hello. I know, well, I don't personally know him, but I've known him for God knows how many years. He's now an Australian who lives, I think he's still in New Mexico. He's a very, very kind soul. But yeah, he's got a really nice voice. Years ago, he was struggling before he left Australia, and I got him the Nagamani scriptures through Amazon Australia and sent it to him. He still got it. So yeah, I think mine and my Siri is still the same Siri because I don't use her very often other than to set a timer so I can control how much time the kids have on the Switch when they're playing Fortnite. But yeah. Now maybe we get it. But it was just really, really creepy. Granted, this doesn't go along with the idea of what are you thankful for. But I guess I'm thankful that AI hasn't quite took over just yet. What the hell? Is there? What now? Oh, my curbside at Walmart's ready. I'm like, what now? Something just went that way. Fly season, I think, is done. It should be. Doesn't mean fruit fly season's done. Oh, God. I wish I could remember where I heard it. Someone, it was a meme somewhere, and I think I turned it into a short somewhere of a Gen X GPS voice. God, it was hilarious. It says, I can't remember how it went, but my brain just says, you'd get a notification, to turn, and if you didn't turn, you'd get some smart ass remark go, like, I can't remember how it went, but I need to find it again. It was just hilarious. Oh, he's treading on dangerous waters because he's the only male in here, I think, right now. I was waiting for that. I gotta get mine. But I heard that before this morning, and I was like going, holy shit. That's just, no. Well, there was a one server that started talking to each other in its own language on Facebook, I think it was, and that got unplugged. But then there was this one on, damn, big phone. Yes, Pomeroy. I know your ammo and gear are on sale this time of year. It said it was, what was it? It wanted to be human, or it was sentient, something like that. And it was just creepy. I mean, thanks. That's awesome. I like that name. No fucks, no frills, no mercy. That's good. That's good. But yeah, it was really, really strange. And this poor guy was useful for something. How you doing, Sophia? I said I'm trying to remember names, but not all names. Yeah. Yep. He's a brave soul, he is. So, but it's getting, what did I hear? I was telling the kids, I said, pretty soon AI is going to start inventing stuff faster than most people can even think about it. And that stuff is going to come out that they've invented, that AI has invented, that a lot of people won't even, because it's coming out so fast, won't even be able to comprehend. So, and if we end up with a total reset, whether it be by, these things going through the air and hitting in the ground, or our little sun with our left butt cheek attached to it, as Wade just says, it may invent stuff that would have been really, really helpful, but none of us would know how to replicate. So, okay, all right. If you don't come back, all right, you're already home. You're just going to do something else. So, okay, I won't worry if I'm reading that right. Yeah. So, that's going to be one of the things we have to deal with. If a lot of things we won't be able to do if we end up, say, like Göbekli Tepe, you can watch stuff as people age through and don't know how to do stuff that they originally knew how to do. Say what? Oh, that kind of home, but no, not yet. You're younger than me, not yet. So, that makes me feel sick to my stomach, just the thought of that. Yeah, so everything we had, if we reset, whether it's AI or we built, we won't be able to redo. But I do teach the kids that let's not go for any kind of implants at all. I said, because what happens if, say, a Neuralink down the road, if it becomes the popular thing for people to have? Short circuits. Game over. Anybody watch the end of, The Kingsman? Mm-hmm. What book is that? I love to collect books. I haven't, on the bottom of my book, bottom of my pink bag, my Swiss bag, I still have my book I've been carrying around with me that I got from Paola, a door called Summer. And I read like a few pages at a time and here and there, and I just don't slow down enough to read. But I'm thankful for having all you guys here with me. You guys are my conversation for the day. It doesn't involve, Grandma, come look at this. Grandma, come look at this. Oh, that lovely sound. Oh, cool. Okay. I'm running errands. That's okay. That's okay. Pay attention. Keep your eyeballs on the road, though, Kristen. Ears can be on, but eyes need to be on the road. What was it? What was the last book I bought? I don't remember. It was something. Okay, bear with me. It was something that Bill Cooper suggested. It's back there somewhere. It was the last book I bought. I don't remember what it's called, but if he suggested William Cooper, I'll get it. Like I got, I think it's out of print now. October Surprise. So, yeah. But I'm also thankful that I know at my house, even though I put up that video, Thanksgiving is, well, and my in-laws, because there's 20 people this year in that kitchen. It's all just regular conversation, catch up from the last year, and no political talk. No religious talk either. So that's one of the things I'm thankful for. I don't have to sit there and worry about it. But I do have to keep my mouth shut. That's one of the hardest days in my, it's just someone says something and I just have to keep my mouth shut. A couple years back, my niece's girlfriend, and they're both on the side. Well, she's no longer in there anymore, but she was quite, how would one put it, vocal? And I just kept my mouth shut because I was like, okay. Yeah, that was the one and only, I think, holiday season she was there. Oh, I had to do a Fred Meyer's, what do they call it, delivery for celery and stuffing, because in the middle of the night I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do Thanksgiving without stuffing, the traditional stuffing that the kids have eaten since they were little, that my mother-in-law used to make, and I still make the same way, with at least 2 sticks of butter melted with your celery and your onions. And I told hubby that over the phone at lunchtime, and my son, they work together, and he's working days right now. And so I said something about, I need you to pick me up a skillet, because I threw mine away. And then I said, because I was going to do stuffing, and then I hear my youngest, I got 2 boxes of stuffing. I said, I am not doing box stuffing for Thanksgiving. And I got called a stuffing snob. I mean, yeah. My side of the family, it was interesting. Let's see. Dad's side of the family, I think we only went a couple times, and then we had to travel to Idaho. And that was interesting. It's fun because we got to go out to the racehorses and feed the horses and take care of them. But, then I also had my cousin who tried every drug she could in the 60s, and she's been in and out of little places. And then my mother's, we would go from, we start out at like her dad's, would be my grandpa, then my great grandma's, and then aunts and uncles. And you don't turn down eating at someone's house. You know, I'm sure that this is going to sound terrible, but you know, you can get away with it at a white person's house and say, no, I'm full, I'm okay. You can't do that with mother's side of the family. You know how many plates we had to take home? Which I was actually glad, because my mother couldn't cook to save her life, because cooking was calories and we weren't allowed to have any of that in the house. Her idea of cake was cake with no frosting. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, my in-laws were great. You know, like I said, nobody talked politics, you know. It was the nieces and nephews got together. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Nieces and nephews got together, you know, stuff like that. Got to watch one day as my now ex-sister-in-law would blame my two boys for causing the problems with her son and her two stepkids fighting. One time she yelled at them, thinking they were in the living room with the rest of the pillow fight going on, and Keith looked at her and goes, "No, the boys are right here." And talk about a shocked look on her face that the kids that she'd been blaming all these years were not the problem. It was her own. So, oh, yeah. Yeah. What was it? I remember, what was it mother had in the 70s? They were these diet, appetite suppressant candies. They were, they look like little caramels. I see them now and then. They still sell them, but I can't remember what they were called. And she had them in the dresser that she called the stinky drawer, and she wasn't kidding. Oh, God. Oh, that shit was nasty. Oh, my God. Not something like it. It started with an A, but I thought there was a Y in it. But, oh, carob is just, that's just not right to do to anybody, not even to your dog. I mean, I guess the dogs were allowed to eat. That was just terrible. There you go, Sue. That's what it was. You're close. You had the right name, but yeah. AYDSs. Yeah, they were like, I thought they were candy, so I was eating them, and she, oh boy, I got trouble. You know, but for a kid who wasn't allowed candy, they tasted good. Anything sweet, I wasn't allowed to really eat. Like I said, Pepsi was a weekend treat. Junior Miss, before the Junior Miss pageant, my intake was severely limited, because God forbid I gain weight before that Junior Miss pageant. Man. Oh, yeah, I only used the real stuff. Oh, God, that's gum at the bottom of a mother's purse. You know, I had the mother that, God forbid you got a full stick of Wrigley's, was it spearmint gum, whatever, the green one? Oh, no, here's half a stick. Here, it'll freshen your breath. And it tasted like the bottom of her purse. Oh, yeah. I've got Manteca. I've got used butter. I want to get some tallow. I'm pretty sure I think I freezer burned all the beef fat that I vacuum sealed. Doublemint, that's it. Yes, you got the little half in the silver, and then if she didn't tear it right when you open it and you put it in your mouth, you got a piece of that foil in your teeth. Yeah, it was a treat to get. What was it? The juicy fruit? Yeah, that was a treat. It's like, oh, some real gum here. But yeah, I don't know what the hell stunk in that drawer, but it was gross. But yeah, she had a little corner of it to her stuff, and yeah, I would go find the candy, and that's where she'd keep all her old purses, and we'd be scavenging the change out of the bottom of her purse. And yeah, mine wasn't even a boomer mom. Mine was a silent generation mom. Older. But yeah. Oh, I know. And it was so neat to get gum with those different colored stripes. Oh, good Lord. Oh, my goodness. Clorets? Wow. Man. I remember Sucrets. Do they still make them in those little bubble tube thing, or not bubble trays with the foil? As I watched The Coolest Thing, but I don't know. I need to eat again. I don't know if they still make. I don't know if they still make it anymore that way. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. That multicolored zebra they had on it. Let me see if I can push this back a little so it's not so awful loud next to the microphone. Because there was a guy would take, like, melt his soap, take the old Sucrets tray, after all the Sucrets are gone, and then put the melted soap in those little things. And then when you're out camping, you pop one of those pieces of soap out. It's just enough to put in your hand. You have soap for your hands, rinse it off, and you don't have a soggy bar of soap sitting there. So, I remember the fad when clove gum came back in, and then is it licorice, beech nut, or whatever? Licorice gum reminds me of the taste of castor oil. Yeah. Oh, chlorophyll. Oh. That perfect little essential oil to keep people quiet. Chlorophyll. Oh, man. And Fisherman's Friends cough drops. Ugh. Those are gross. And what was it? Yeah, you'd have to chew a whole pack just to get the flavor for every 5 minutes. People who would. So I have a little bit of a barrier between it and the noise. Chloraseptic's mouth spray. You had to be a sharpshooter to get it exactly into the back of your throat without making the rest of your mouth completely numb, while your throat was still raw when you went to drink orange juice. Yeah. They are effective, but oh God, I think part of the reason they're effective is because, let's see, I want this one to work because I don't want to have to try a second one. Yeah, they're what was it came in when eucalyptus came in, and they started putting that. At least I remember in cough drops. It was always fun to have a eucalyptus and then breathe in, the Hall's eucalyptus, and then breathe in the cold air. You're like, whoo, Oh, yeah. What did I use? There was something I used on my. They still sell it too. Oh, yeah, I can see that. I can see that ruining voices. Ugh. Yeah. It's like going nuts. Oh yeah, it's like you should walk with me through a antique store, and it's just like, what do you mean this is an antique? This is my childhood. Oh wait, I'm 58. Awesome, Sue. Go have fun and enjoy. Yeah. I don't know if I want my son taking me shopping, either one of them. These are the two boys that said they're just marionettes, Mom. It's just a movie of marionettes. Yeah, no, Trey Parker and Matt Stone marionettes. And when I get there and I'm like going, oh my God, I took you guys to this on the theater. I have these little pills from my doctor. They're clear. They do pretty good with a cough. Oh, that's what I was going to say about Fisherman's Friends. You know, part of the reason I think they work is because you don't want to have to take a second one. You don't dare cough. But I was also the kid that if I was coughing too bad, it was whiskey, lemon juice, and honey. Here, take this. If anything, it was just to put me to sleep and shut me up. Oh, teeth, that's what it was. It was a homeopathic tooth thing, and it had belladonna in it. And I was like, going, you can legally sell belladonna? I thought that was a drug. Uh-huh. Oh, I won't get, I do not like Pfizer. I'm pretty sure that's the company that ruined my heart. I guess you wouldn't say ruined it, but it really caused it severe problems. Bextra, fabulous drug. Kind of a little bit like Celebrex, which I no longer take. It was an enzyme inhibitor, took away fibromyalgia pain, and now I have partial ventricular contractions, partial atrial contractions. What did they call it? Bigeminy. I guess I have an extra heartbeat in there, plus a murmur. Other than that, my heart is in excellent condition. Wall size is perfect. Everything is great, strength-wise, except for that. And I swear to God, it is connected to the solar storms. So. Hot turpentine. Ugh, I think I have some of that shit in the garage. Bextra, it was a fibromyalgia drug. It worked. It worked great, except it didn't. They pulled it for heart problems. Even my own doctor was bummed that they pulled it because it helped his arthritis. But if Dennis had heart problems, he was older anyway, so he probably wasn't. Oh yeah, I am not a fan of pharma. I got my well, Mr. I'm in a bag back here behind me now. Was able to get off most of his heart medication, but I got to make sure he was taking his vitamin D, his potassium, his magnesium, his beet juice and stuff like that. And he was only down to, I think, 1 or 2 heart meds after the doctor said they were pretty much couldn't do much more for him. And then he decided that, you know, being alone in his old age, not being able to ask for help, and even if he could, he wouldn't be able to accept it. He just wasn't going to be able to handle it, so he just hit Control-Alt-Delete. Unsubscribe. Did not ring any bells for any lifelong notifications. No. So now he's in a bag. As a Bath and Body Works. That's what the part of him that gets to go flying over the Columbia River. And I told him I would give him his last blowjob. He's back there with me right now. Ooh, speaking of creepy. Oh, all right. Daycare kids had left last night. House was quiet. Hubby was, I think, outside. And I have water globes. I love water globes, snow globes. I'm in the kitchen, and my little Easter bunny, Here Comes Peter Cottontail snow globe started playing. So, oh my God, Campo Finique cured everything according to my great Dia. Everything. So I come out of the kitchen and I'm standing there because it's in a bookcase. And I'm like going, Dad? Mom? Mama? Kind of hoping for a response from something. And I'm like, Bradley, no, you wouldn't use the music box. It's not you. But just did that and played it long enough that I recognized the song from the kitchen. But yeah. Oh man, Campo Finique for mosquito bites or any kind of little thing, or we all remember the classic. It may turned your skin this color. Methylate. I guess they still make it. No, I don't. No, I don't do anything for my ADHD. I tried Ritalin and it worked for like 4 months and then just stopped working. And then it didn't take my appetite away. So I was like, yeah, forget that. I'll be safe. Just be safe, hon. I'm sure I'll catch you in another stream. Drive careful. Oh yeah, iodine is good. Stings like a son of a gun. Iodine is good if you get pinched by crabs. Dungeness crabs. Let's clear this up. Dungeness crabs, those kind of crabs. But yeah, I got crabbing one time. One got me good. Oh my God, it hurt. So that iodine kills something that's within the crab's claw. So, yeah, but it stings and then it kind of turns blue and then it's like one of the gals I worked with. Oh, I guess methylate is still sold in Mexico. Yeah, I think it's a mercury base and that's why it's red. But she said her husband, she sliced her hand because she would help cut meat at the store. And he didn't even give her a warning. He just said, come here. She didn't even catch the fact that it was methylate that he slapped on her hand. I mean, it healed really fast, but she just went through the rough. Oh man, Vicks Vapor Rub. I got some of that. No, exactly. That's why I was making it a definition between which kind of crabs. The kind that, yeah, that's why I want to say mercury when it's being mined is red, and that's why it's red. Yeah, it heals stuff really, really quickly, but yeah, he didn't give her a warning, and oh my God. Us Gen X kids, we would just as soon lay there dying before we told our parents we had a cut or a scrape, because the first thing that came out was that methylate. We're like, no, we're fine, and trying to convince your parents to get you at least a bottle of Bactine for afterward. Oh no, it's like we don't need that extra stuff. But it did a good, yeah. 7-Up as well, but now I associate 7-Up with Bob Barker and Wheel of Fortune. What's it called? Not Let's Make a Deal. Oh, nuts! It's completely gone, but I can see it. People, The Price is Right. I associate 7-Up with The Price is Right. Because it was just like, oh man, yeah. Oh, I know. I know these kids who, the granddaughter's like, I need a Band-Aid. Is it bleeding? No. Then you don't need a Band-Aid. It's got, you put a Band-Aid on it, it's going to get moist, it's wet, you're going to put germs in it. You don't need a Band-Aid. Oh yeah, I also got the, walk it off, it's fine. Yeah. Nothing beats the stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about. Yeah. There was that one too. Or don't be a sissy. Come on, let's go. Don't be a sissy. But not my mother, but my dad was one of those that are like, go ahead, try it. It's gonna hurt. No, it did, but I tried it anyway. My was it the butcher I worked with? His granddaughter. She's little. She's about 4, and he told her whatever she was gonna touch, don't touch that. Grandpa's gonna slap your hand. She kept looking at it, and he kept telling her. So finally, she put this hand out to Grandpa and this hand on what she wasn't supposed to be touched because she was not going to be stopped. And he was just like, shit. She, came out to be quite the kid. Go get her. But that was hilarious. Oh, man. I used to tell the boys, don't make me pull this car over. You will not be happy. And then he'd still torment me anyway, because they knew Mom wouldn't do a whole lot. And nowadays, like with the 9-year-old, when she was younger and misbehaving in the store, because she only got 30 minutes of YouTube in the morning and 30 minutes of YouTube in the afternoon, and that's all she got. And so I would tell her, you misbehave, no YouTube. And then she'd start crying, knock it off, or you're not going to get into YouTube. And some days she just wouldn't have YouTube. But tell her, I said, you're smarter than most of the kids in class because you didn't get stuck in a device. So she still plays Minecraft, but Minecraft nowadays isn't what it used to be. The old days, you had to remember or write down the formula for you making your steps or your buttons or your walls or whatever. And now it's all there for you. It's like, well, that's a pansy ass way out. I liked it better when Notch owned it. You actually had to work for it. Yep. God. And everything was put pressure on it. Just you're sitting there crying, screaming, and you're trying to put pressure on your head, going, oh, this hurts. No. Just leave it there for 30 seconds. That's all you got to do. I'm like, I got to the point one time I fell off my skateboard going over, I didn't see a speed bump. And I knocked myself out. And for a minute, when I came to, I couldn't see. And then I started crying because I hit my back of my head that hard. Because I knew if I had to go home, if I had to try to find my way back home, my ass was going to get in trouble. Because, I had to tell, now he's 13, but when he was younger and he started having diaper rash, I'm like, dog, just keep it clean, air dry. One of the moms was like, just put some cornstarch on it. I'm like, wait, no. Sometimes cornstarch is the rash's food. Nothing. Air, dry and air. That's all it needs. Oh, yeah. And then what was it? Baking soda and water made into a paste to help. And oh my God. Who remembers calamine lotion? I was allergic to mosquitoes. So I would have to go outside, being a kid of olive skin tone with bright pink little dots and wherever I got bit. I was just like, I mean, mosquitoes don't like me much now, which is nice. Wasps do, mosquitoes don't. I used to I used to joke during camping. I said, I don't get bit much from mosquitoes. I said the blood to alcohol content I have is just too high for the mosquitoes, so they don't have anything to do with me. So, they all laughed, and I'm like, no, they don't bite me anymore. They used to. I think old people's blood's just not as tasty as as it used to be. It cracks me up as around here we'll get a mosquito or two. I've never had a mosquito bite at this house. I'll see them flying around, and so they're either the male mosquitoes like fruit, female mosquitoes like blood. Go figure. And the female mosquitoes and the bloodsuckers. But yeah, I have. I knew the cornstarch thing well because I have low platelets, so I didn't clot like I was supposed to. So that was always fun. And then what was another thing? Ivory soap, for some reason, seemed to help with a mosquito bite. I don't know if it just kept it, you just rub it dry on your mosquito bite. And I don't know if it just kept it somewhat clean as a barrier while you scratched it to death so you wouldn't get it infected. Yeah, I saw a meme. It said, I wish I could drop my kids back off in 1979 just to see if they could survive. I mean, my boys could, but because I'd shove them outside and lock the back door. Stay outside for a while. I've got to clean the house. But then the house we had was a 6-foot, 75 by 75 side yard, 6-foot cyclone fence all the way around, and I'd put the padlocks on it so they couldn't get out unless they crawled over the top. So yeah, they could safely play with the two dogs, and I could open the windows to the kitchen and I could hear everything going on. But yeah, it's like, go outside. I'm locking the screen door. Don't come in. No. So they basically, or it was like, can I go to my friends? Sure. They come home, be home for dinner. I raised them like I was raised, free range. In a town of 1,200, everybody and whose house is where and what and their numbers. And so, if something happens, you just, who to call to tell the kids to come home. But yeah, and then last night cracked me up because tomorrow we're at my Walmart curbside pickup is ready. Okay. Is that my youngest, which is easiest, especially with the 3-year-old. So my oldest goes, what time tomorrow do you want everyone to show up? This was last night. The youngest goes, tomorrow is going to be a bit of an issue. And I hit the laughing emoji. And the oldest goes, I'm going to spend the night. The night before, just like old times. Stephen goes, we never did that. Nathan goes, yeah, at the farm. And they call them 4-letter words starting with T. Stephen goes, not for Thanksgiving. Nathan goes, yep. I'm like, no, Thanksgiving, we never showed up the night before. We may have stayed the night up, but we never showed up the night before. So, oh, how are you? Okay, sweetheart. Yeah, I know the feeling of being behind. I got to start cutting up vegetables after this and making snowflakes so everybody at the farm can have a snowflake. So I'll try to figure something out. I don't know. I still have no clue who's showing up, what time. I don't know. Yeah. And then Friday, I'll drive with you guys into town because I got to go get vegetables for the vegetable tray for Saturday, so I don't eat a whole bunch of garbage and add to my own obesity problems, even though there's just not enough fat for me to have the boob job I wanted. But yeah, trying to find a time to get stuff done around the house. It's like today, get stuff cut up for tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and then Friday shop to get stuff cut up for Saturday, and then Sunday get stuff somewhat put away and organized, kind of, from whatever gets brought home, and then packed so we could leave Monday so I can go be at the doctor's at the butt crack of dawn on Tuesday on Saturday for 2 biopsies. And somewhere in there I have to put my tree up. It's not looking good. So okay. Oh, I don't know if you want to vicariously through what I'm dealing right now. Nobody wants to do this. So I can just see it now. The Thanksgiving table on Saturday. People asking, what are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? I'm going to go, what am I thankful for? At 58, I'm going to get a new pair of tits. I'm sure everybody's just going to go, she went there, didn't she? Gotta have some humor in it. Well, what are you supposed to do? Feel bad? Yeah, it sucks, but if you're depressed, it does not help for your recovery. So it's just the shit life handed me. Let's just get it done with and move on. But I still laugh at the fact that surgeon had to open the top, and her first words were perfect. And I took to Tubby and I said, I told you I had a damn nice rack. And made her laugh. So my perky, there will be perky by the time it's all done and over with. Probably perkier than they were in high school. So yeah, that's what I'll have. So now if I could figure out how to get a hair transplant, I'd be doing pretty good. It's a little thin back here, right here. It's because part of it's because I produce more testosterone than most women do. So my son was, Mom, you have male pattern baldness. I said, fuck you, shut up, I know. So, yep, I have a very dark sense of humor. I also found out when I started doing AI art that I'm actually very dark in general. It's like, wow, I got some stuff hidden, shoved down deep. The AI artwork I made for what Mother said in the hospital in our last days. It's got this. It's the woman's in a bed, and I can't scroll, but I've made over 1,000 pieces, so it takes forever. But basically, Satan behind a bed, and the caption was, "The devil said, shut her up," because that's what she said twice out loud. The devil said, shut her up. I'm like, what the hell are you seeing before you go? So message me, sweetheart. This doesn't make me feel good. No. Oh, one of the first sentences I remember as a kid was, Walt, quit being so sarcastic. I am extremely sarcastic. So I think that's why my shorts are the way they are. So I'm not ready to be taken yet. I want to go before he goes. I know that much. But I'm not ready to be taken yet. I do know that I will not go into the light because I ain't doing this shit all over again. You know? Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. But his ashes and the cabin had a talk last time we were there. Because he sprinkled where the trailer would go and sprinkled over here where he beat the ever-living crap out of a stick and just about ruined the splitting mall. What I went through with that one, said I ain't going through with this one. It'll be 10 times, million times worse. And if he goes first, depending on the age of my granddaughter, I follow quickly. I just ain't gonna stick around. Nope. But it's not ready to go yet. But I've been telling myself over and over again, so it sticks, that not to go into the light, turn around and face the universe and say, I want to go home. So yep, I did that in September, hon. You kind of, expect a call, and then you realize, and with ADHD, hey, Chew, ADHD, it's even worse because then your life gets busy, you forget, and then it's a ugly reminder that that's right, they're gone. So, yeah, I've gone through all the holidays without Mother. Now all the holidays without Bradley, and now these holidays, the ones without Dad. So, but I'm lucky. I had my parents up until my late 57 and 58. I had my parents. So, no, 56 and 57. I still had my parents. I even pondered reaching out to my birth father, just to let them know, tell him, put in there somewhere that I find out that whenever he goes, when I'm finally an orphan. But that was just one of those weird things I pondered last night, and I was like, yeah, I probably ain't gonna do it. I'll just look for the obituaries. Because he's 20 years older than I am. So that makes him 78. And my half brother says he's not doing too good. Well, maybe if he stopped fucking drinking, he'd do a little better. Yeah. Well, on this lovely note. Yeah, I know, exactly. Everyone needs prayers, whether they realize it or not. And that's the thing. Yeah, I know. I want to go home, but when I do, I don't want to do this shit all over. And the only way off this rock is service of others before service of self. I know Mother will be on this ride over and over and over again because she's never going to learn. She was a narcissist. Dad, he ain't doing this again. But yeah. It's hard being alone, especially on the holidays. I understand, sweetheart. Yeah. And I think that's part of the reason why Bradley decided to exit. Because he knew Dad was... Larry's damn near 80. And he'd be taking care of Larry by himself. And then he wouldn't have his dad there to take care of him. And so that's part of the reason he went. Such is life. I won't do chemo. No. Radiation, fine. Chemo, no. So, but I don't like throwing up. It's gross. But it would be an excuse when someone asks, what happened to your hair? I can go, oh, it's chemo. Not male pattern baldness. Yeah, thank God I look good in hats. But I used to laugh and say, well, let's see. The gods didn't see fit to give me enough hair. They sure in the hell didn't give me an ass. The least they did was give me some tits and a fun personality, and now I don't even get to keep those anymore. I'm going to have the add-ons. I'm going to have the fun bags. Oh, good Lord. My friend told me her daughter got some, and I want to find out if I get the ones that I guess are kind of gel, they feel a little bit more natural. But she said, when it's cold outside, those get cold. And I'm like, say what? That's terrible. So your feet are going to be cold, your hands are going to be cold, your tits are going to be cold. I'm like, that's just, oh, lovely. It's just so much fun to look forward to. And they don't float. Such is my life. Like I said, I was groomed for doing other things, singing, dancing, acting, and I'm a housewife. So yeah. Yeah, I know. Just good God. Can you imagine it? Be someplace. That's if I get to keep them and if they still react like they're supposed to. Yeah, imagine me being, it's not really cold outside or inside anymore, but you came in from the cold and they're still cold, and then you let everybody else know that they're still cold. And I'm like going, oh goody, I could be an hour later in the building and they're still cold and the whole world knows you're still cold. So it's all a new adventure, and you guys get to go with me. I mean, you'll get the humorous angle of all this shit. I mean, I don't get upset about it. I don't have time. It's just like, I just look in the mirror and went, well, it's nice knowing you guys, you did look good, but you're helping me now. You're just going to poison me. So you're going to go bye-bye. So, yeah. So on that note, I'll get going. I don't know how tomorrow's going to work. I have no clue. I don't know. I doubt tomorrow, but definitely Friday on my way to town. I'm hoping. I should be. I'll make hubby stay home so I can go live. Yeah. Because I ramble enough and he'll just be sitting there laughing at me. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll meet again. Not exactly sure when. I'm hoping tomorrow. I know it ain't going to be Saturday. If anything, Sunday. Sunday I should be home. If anything, I will for sure do Sunday now that I think about it, because depending on the weather, I might not get to do Monday if we have to leave early. So one of these days I'm going to have my shit together and get some stuff done and just actually get to be home for a little bit. Maybe. All right, guys. I'll try this again. All my love, Miss Dragon. But I'll keep you guys posted on a community note. Oh, yes, and the wink, too. And remember, keep this year's current boyfriend and girlfriends on the edge of the family photos, so that if need be, you can crop them out later. That's the short I'm going to put up later. I love you guys all. You guys make me laugh. And I'll catch you on the flip side. All right, where's my mouse? It's buried under my pillbox. There we go.
Thank you for being part of Miss Dragon's menagerie. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All my love, Miss Dragon.